Hello, my name is Andrija VUKSANOVIC. I am architect conservationist and masterclass student of University of Montenegro, Faculty of Architecture. This presentation will be about integrative approach to protection of cultural heritage in Montenegro. Introduction. Research into the possibilities of improving the system of protection, maintenance, restoration and management of Montenegro's heritage has been current for the past 2 decades and is being researched in various institutions and through various disciplines. A large number of studies, roundtables and domestic and international conferences focused on the sustainable development of the city's heritage in the broadest sense, including an active approach to the protection of movable and immovable heritage, recorded cultural monuments, valuable urban units with historical and environmental values. On the other hand, there are many reasons that contribute to the unsatisfactory condition of the Montenegro heritage, and thus to the overall system that is responsible for that heritage. This refers first to the understanding of concepts related to heritage and its protection, then to the directly related legal framework, legal system, including ownership and thus responsibility for cultural and natural monuments, models according to which the system operates, how to finance the work of protection institutions and creation funds for their active relationship, rights, duties, competencies, etc. From the above, it can be concluded that it is necessary to create an integrative model of protection that would include all institutions dealing with the protection of cultural heritage on the one hand and legal and regulatory regulations, financing system and ownership relationship. Hypotheses. The better the mechanisms that manage the space, whether built or unbuilt, natural, the system of active approach to the protection of cultural heritage in Montenegro will be more efficient. Special work hypotheses. 1. The more the protection of cultural heritage is viewed integratively, as part of a model that includes planning, development, maintenance and improvement, the more effective the protection in the all areas of Montenegro should be. 2. The more the law is implemented in practice, through the assumption of responsibilities of cultural heritage services, the more effective it will be. The aim of this paper is to point out that in a sustainable way the heritage of Montenegro is used, improved and maintained, which is registered as a monument, under protection, proposed for protection or assessed as a valuable architectural and therefore indisputably subject of protection institutions of this research. The aim of the paper is to indicate the importance of the implementation of the sustainable development strategy, through the application of an integrative model in the areas of maintenance, protection and management of the cultural heritage of Montenegro. Maintenance, revitalization and promotion of cultural assets throughout the Montenegro should be one of main strategies to work on. One of the types of protection of cultural property is integrative conservation. Integrative conservation means a set of methods used by the Service of Protection of Cultural Monuments according to the provisions of the Law on Cultural Heritage, technical conservation, reconstruction, restoration, revitalization as well as methods used urban protection, horizontal and height regulation, preservation of silhouettes and views, application materials, colors and architectural elements that define and recognize the space and physical structure of a particular area. Under certain conditions, defined by the Law on Cultural Property, the redistribution of purpose in favor of economically viable, and for the architectural heritage of the most acceptable forms is implied. What is important is that in cooperation with institutions for the protection of immovable and movable property, the space must be completed in aesthetic and functional terms in order to achieve harmony between new artistic and ambient tendencies and traditional, historical and cultural. All projects and all interventions, new construction, renovation of existing buildings, urban, traffic, infrastructural changes within the existing cultural historical units and immovable cultural monuments are subject to conservation conditions, according to the Law on Cultural Heritage. The next type of protection implies the combined application of integrative conservation, urban renewal and landscaping, harmonized according to the scope and level of value of the architectural heritage, and is called general renewal. The area of general renewal includes areas where a large number of cultural assets are concentrated, as well as units that enjoy prior protection. All interventions on declared cultural goods must be carried out according to conservation conditions. New buildings, urban, traffic and infrastructural solutions are made in accordance with the principles of urban protection, with the application of methods of integrative conservation. In the protection of cultural heritage, the basic starting point should be affirmation of urban continuity, but with full protection and promotion of cultural monuments, spatial cultural and historical sites, archaeological sites and landmarks, with the aim of preserving the spirit and character of urban space, permanently indicating all elements of urban culture. Planning solutions should first and foremost be achieved, preserving cultural heritage and stopping further degradation of existing spaces, aligning the policy of development of cultural and historical heritage protection with programs of other areas participating in planning, create optimal conditions for integrative conservation and urban renewal in individual parts country. Spatial solutions in the master plan strive for corrections and additions to form parts of Montenegro as recognizable structures that have persisted throughout Montenegro's history and represent spatial cultural and historical entities of exceptional and great importance, cultural property or property that enjoy prior protection. In order to achieve this, it is necessary to define the boundaries of areas with different categories of values of immovable cultural property, within which planned activities must be carried out with special precautions and in cooperation with institutions for the protection of cultural monuments. The architectural heritage of Montenegro is protected by applying the measures defined by the law on protection of cultural heritage, which also ensures that the total urban heritage is, to the extent appropriate to its value, integrated into the contemporary life core of the state as a factor of its overall development. Idea behind this work also envisages protection mechanisms within legal instruments. The master plan seeks a balanced compromise between the protection and restoration of the architectural heritage, daily living needs and the legality of economic development.